The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Got about 24 minutes to go until the start of trading. We pick things up with positive territory in the indices. S&P's right now up by 11 points or 0.2%. And you see the climb from the lows yesterday afternoon. You opened yesterday. Now, S&P, check this out, right? Yesterday, you had the S&P futures, you had the NASDAQ 100, you had the Dow all opening at record prices. You got a sell-off yesterday, but as they're talking about in the den, my man Frank, lighter volume in this market, just a continued trend. Timing the trade doesn't say it can continue, folks, forever, but sometimes, okay? The market can go farther than you think, faster than you think, okay? And the difficult part, of course, is staying in a trade if you're getting that. And there's nothing in the way of this market, folks. And the one I'll start it off with, okay? This is the reason why I'm not stepping in front as a bear just yet. Now, I don't know what, you just got a slight uptick. We have a VIX at 1470, folks, okay? You watch that VIX. I'm watching that VIX like a hawk right now, all right? And put it on a 5-minute basis. 1470 was the number, making a new recent low this morning as I sent out Market Insights this morning. And there is nothing indicative, okay, of fear coming out of this market anywhere soon. The one disclaimer there is that we got some big earnings coming down the pipeline this week. We got some today already. We'll get into them, but nonetheless, S&P's right now. And on a volume basis, nothing too impressive, to put it lightly. Okay, Friday's volume, as I talked about, folks, was the lowest volume day all year except for July 4th in the S&P, and July 4th was a half a day. Okay, you traded higher and gave up that price on 914,000 contracts on the S&Ps. That's a light volume day as we're making highs, okay? You jump over to the NASDAQ 100. Look at the trend. The volume continues to lighten up. Now, we've been hanging around at about 425,000 contracts, 400,000 contracts, something like that. Yesterday, you do 419,000 contracts. Friday's volume was 390. Again, a very light day on Friday. But this market just continues higher, and the VIX is screaming no signs of fear whatsoever. You take a look at the Dow, light volume day yesterday on the Dow as well. Only 62,000 contracts, one of the later days out there, outside of July 3rd in those markets. All right, I mentioned we're going to get some earnings, but before we do, let's jump over to yields. You got the 10-year right now. We're at 4.4 this morning. I think we're probably right there as well right now. We jumped to a 5-minute. All right, a little volatility in the last few minutes. We got the 10-year right now. 4.4. Okay, the yield's 4.4 on the 10-year. Let's back this down a little bit. We'll hide the open interest for some clarity there. And then you jump over to the dollar. We're back to 99. We hit 99. We backed off. We're back to 99. 99.08 right now. You got higher yields. You have dollar strength. And then you jump over to the metals this morning as we roll over on gold. Okay, so the gold contracts gets a rollover from 33.13 to 33.76, but you're only up by 10 points. So if we didn't roll over, that contract from yesterday would be trading right now up by about $9. Okay, instead we're getting a print of 33.76. But $60 of that almost is just the rollover over a quarterly period. You take a look at the daily, you're getting the rollovers every 90 days. And we're getting one today, and that's your gap. Okay, I looked at it this morning. I said, what's the gap on gold? We're only up 10. That's the gap. You get a little bit of a rollover, but nonetheless, you have gold positive as you actually have the dollar pushing 99, which is a good thing for that gold contract. All right, we check out some companies with earnings. UNH out with their numbers. Spent a lot of time yesterday in the morning and touched on it in the afternoon as well. And you know what? I didn't post those articles in the den. Shame on me. I'm going to post those articles. I'll find them this hour, if not at the end of the hour. Because, folks, the writing was on the wall last July and August, okay? I think it was the Journal, had some outstanding articles on UNH that just highlighted the most simplest form of financial criminal fraud that I've ever seen laid out, to the tune of $50+ billion. And that's only for a 3-year period. Nonetheless, UNH out with their numbers today. You're down about $13. Now, if you look at this equity, folks, okay, that's not a big move in terms of how much volatility was priced in. The market was priced in about $21 a move in either direction, and you closed out yesterday at $282. We're trading down $14 right now. You see the volatility, the conference call beginning as I was coming on the air, but UNH looking to open at $268 right now, and we got $248, the spike low from May, as things were really cascading as the news of investigations, etc., come to fruition in this market. Okay. And yeah. Yeah, Novo. Look at this, man. Okay. So Novo slashed their financial forecast. Sales are only going to grow 8 to 14%, and operating profits are going to expand 10 to 16%. They previously were talking about growth forecasts of 21 to 24%. So imagine you're telling the market you might grow as much as 24%, and then you say, sales might grow only 8%. Whew. Yeah. And this equity is going to be down almost 30%. Look at this thing, man. Okay, and on top of that, man, it is these GLPs, man, they're everywhere. I'm seeing, I guess it's like a middle-aged man, and maybe it's just interesting enough that I scroll them. I don't plan on taking them anytime soon. I could eat a little bit of a healthier diet, but that's on me right now. But I'm seeing them everywhere. Roe has Charles Barkley out there. I don't know if you see any of those going. But yeah, they got a new CEO after a profit warning, and some of the reaction here is that it's coming from an internal candidate when they have such a big problem going on. Yeah. You're talking about almost $100 billion wiped off in market cap. Analysts will start to question both near-term and long-term obesity expectations that have ballooned out of control. You mean these drugs aren't taking over the world? So they announced the ouster of their former CEO in May. And then you have Mazier, new gentleman, 54, insider at Novo, international background, Iranian-born, Austrian citizenship, grew up in the U.S., and he's going to start August 7th. Yeah, but they're in trouble this morning, baby. Watch out. Novo. Look at this chart, man. All right. Put that one in the history books, folks. Right? Quite a sell-off. Novo going to open at $52. I can't find $52 on this chart. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming right back. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Welcome back, folks. We have the S&Ps right now trading up by 12 points. NASDAQ 100 up by 93. And yeah, we get a Fed decision tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Press conference, Chairman Powell at 2:30. He'll be live. We'll be airing that live right here on Tiger TV. Check that out tomorrow, 2:30 live. And then I'll come on the air right after that for the Tom O'Brien Show, of course. But we got a Fed decision. No real surprises, but it's pretty remarkable that actually the Fed decision's probably not the main event tomorrow. The main event is going to be Microsoft and Meta after the bell. You get Microsoft shares today. We're trading up in the pre-market to about 514. Microsoft traded lower yesterday. You get Meta out with their numbers as well, trading higher to about 719. You jump over to Meta shares right now. And boy, you talk about a move. I guess percentage-wise not that large. But yeah, Meta, you're talking about almost a $41 move this week if you want exposure through Friday in either direction. You know, it's always wild for the run they've had, right? So Meta's got a $41 move priced in either direction, okay? And meanwhile, you were trading at $80, only barely more than a couple years ago. And now they come into earnings and you can trade $40 one way or $40 the other, which is an $80 range. Meanwhile, the whole equity was trading at $80 back in October. Just shows you the type of expectations. The whole company was valued at $88 a share. And it's been a remarkable, world-changing couple years. Okay, this is not like it happened overnight. Everything that was going on with Meta, Facebook back then, etc. But yeah, you got quite a volatile move when you look at this equity where it trades, and then you jump over to Microsoft shares. Microsoft, I've been talking about, is on a 1-to-1 up to 597. Man, you're making a move. It's a straight line move, no pullback whatsoever on this acceleration higher. And you jump over to Microsoft, And Microsoft's looking for about a $20 move in either direction, which is even much smaller percentage-wise than Meta, and it would make sense. Meta, more of a growth company. Anyway, it is. You got $20 on a $512 equity for volatility, or you got $41 on a $717 equity. All right, we jump over to Starbucks. All right, jumping around to Starbucks. So they have their earnings this week. And so that'll be today after the close. That's what I said. I thought it was today. I didn't want to put it out. So Starbucks has their numbers today after the close. You back it up to their last earnings, right? They accelerate lower after popping higher. They've been trading with a lot of volatility recently, this equity, on their earnings, the last two go-arounds. You jump over to Starbucks, and you're looking at about a $6 move in either direction on their numbers tonight. Okay. Now they're talking about Starbucks, of course, on the financial websites. And this one I just don't understand yet, folks. And I love Starbucks. We are not a society that spends time in Starbucks anymore. Yes, there's always people in the Starbucks, but you compare that to the business that's running through their drive-thru. When he was transforming Chipotle, and listen, we'll see what happens. The board, they're going to give him room to run, man. He's the CEO. They paid him almost $100 million to come in and do the job, Mr. Brian Nichols. Okay? Last week, the company began trading baristas on its new Green Apron service as part of the CEO's Back to Starbucks plans, which have emphasized friendlier cafes and a human touch, like Sharpie drawings on the cups. Let me tell you, folks, I've seen the Sharpie drawings on the cups, and I kind of snicker and laugh. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. The new CEO's doing his thing. Doesn't really matter to me. Okay, it really doesn't. Green Apron service builds on that, relying on warm and engaging interactions with customers in the hopes of making Starbucks visits a habit. Well, I'm all about warm and engaging interactions with the people that are serving me my coffee. The program is backed by changes to ensure proper staffing and better technology to keep service times fast. It was born out of growth in digital orders, which now make up over 30% of sales. Part of the plan involves smart queue technology, which uses algorithms to enhance staffing and scheduling to help baristas deliver more consistent and higher quality service. The company wants customers to experience consistency. It's all standard stuff. But they just said 30% of the orders are digital, and that doesn't include the drive-thru. Now, there's a lot of digital orders that go through the drive-thru as well, but there's a lot of digital orders that do not go through the drive-thru. You can order your coffee ahead and pick it up, which is great in the morning sometimes, right? They have that area. But if you're going through the drive-thru, most of the time, it's actually a bad idea to order it ahead of time because your coffee could be ready, but you have to go through the drive-thru to pick it up, right? So many people going through the drive-thru, they're not ordering it online. So 30% of the orders are digital. Everyone's going through drive-thrus. There's a few locations that still do not have drive-thrus. And yeah, that's a big problem. So I don't know how that plan plays out. And that's somebody that loves Starbucks, man. This whole acceleration that this equity is in right now is from when they hired Mr. Nichols. You accelerate from 76 to 93, and that's where we are right now. And you basically did it in a day, right? There's your pop. He gets hired August 12th, and the stock's right where you were right then. With a little bit of volatility in between, of course. So Starbucks will be out with their numbers tonight. All right, you got Merck out with their numbers as well. $3 billion in cost cuts by the end of 2027 as they narrow their full-year outlook is what they say, but the market's selling them off this morning. Merck, it's going to slash $3 billion in costs. They're going to offset revenue losses from the upcoming patent expiration of Keytruda in 2028 and braces for the Trump administration's planned tariffs on pharmaceutical imports to the U.S. Second quarter revenue missed estimates. They narrow their full year guidance. Man, pre-tax costs to restructure their program, $3 billion. All right, we'll come back from the market open, folks. S&P's up by 13. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We have equities open, green across the board. Merck down about 5.6% on their miss. Sarepta, so they charged higher last night. Give back some of those gains. Made it all the way up to almost $24. We're trading at $17.85 right now for Sarepta. And yeah, the FDA had recommended removing its voluntary hold on the drug Elevidys. I am probably pronouncing that wrong. For use with ambulatory patients, which was instated following a recent patient death on Tuesday. Oppenheimer upgraded the stock to outperform, while JP Morgan upgraded to neutral from underweight. and we got a little bit of selling, but we're up by 30% for SRPT. And yeah, you talk about a wipeout though, man. Whew. Tough to look at that chart and find buy-in, folks, on a technical perspective, right? I mean, look what 30% looks like on a stock that's traded down from 128 to 10. You got a $3 pop and everyone says, oh, you're up 26%. Percentages on small numbers can be deceiving. Okay, love that expression. Dow rolls over to red on the open right now. All right, let's check out what we got. So UNH, one of the movers out there. Yeah, down by 6-7% now, down by $20. And that's about the expected move we had, I believe. About $20, $22, something like that. We were looking at a pre-market. And as I said, be careful of that one, folks. Okay? I'm going to post. I'll see if I can gift these articles. I think I can. But this was the first one I was talking about. The 1-hour nurse visits that let insurers collect $15 billion from Medicare. UNH. Okay? The big one. And then the other article from the Journal that popped up. Insurers pocketed $50 billion from Medicare for diseases no doctor treated. Folks, you and I did that, we'd be in jail forever. Forever, ever. Yeah. So I'll post those in the den. But keep those in mind as this business marches forward, because that is their business plan that has accounted, okay, for, to back it up, I got to back even further than that. This chart is just a rocket ship, man. But the years in question that the reporting was for was going all the way from 2019, 2020, 2021. These articles I just referenced, the $50 billion, the $15 billion for hour-long phone calls, that was 2019, 2020, and 2021. Just a 3-year period. But guess what? UNH share price over that period of time went from 248 up to 500. Okay, and you got that last little acceleration into the end of this year before things really sold off. There's nothing to say you can't trade below those levels when all they're doing is getting penalized for the behavior that began when this equity was trading right where we're trading right now. And the Journal had a ton of amazing articles. I mean, this was a deep dive. Some of these, and there's another one as well, all right? This one was from the beginning of this year, I believe, and they're all intertwined, you know, because not everyone reads all of them, right? So this one is from January 2nd. Billions in extra payments from Medicare Advantage. How health insurers racked up billions in extra payments, okay? Year-long investigation into Medicare's private insurers relied on exclusive access to billions of records in Medicare services. Now, one cherry-picked point of this one, folks, and they try and link you back to the $50 billion article I just talked about, okay? But check out this statistic. Oh, come on. No, I want to get the 66,000. Oh, I'll get them. All right, we'll go back to this one. I can't help it because it's a bit obscene how much they're prescribing. This one talked about 66,000 people with cataracts that already had surgery for them. Come on, there it is. Okay. The Journal's analysis of government Medicare data found that insurers often inaccurately added conditions that trigger higher payments. For instance, more than 66,000 patients on Medicare were diagnosed by their insurers. How does this happen? How does the insurers let to control everything with diabetic cataracts, even though they had already had surgeries that cure the condition, making it anatomically impossible for them to have it? What is going on? Right? 66,000. Not 5 cases, not 10. 66,000 Medicare Advantage patients. Okay? In other cases, patients who were reported by their insurers to have HIV didn't receive any of the life-saving treatments that the doctors recommend for all patients with the condition. Yeah, it runs rampant, folks. That was the beginning of this year. They get paid to cover it. This is all coming from taxpayers. I don't know how this isn't criminal fraud times 10. Okay? All right, let's jump around and see what else we have going on in this market right now. As we have Tuesday trading right now, and we're coming into the biggest earnings couple of days that we're going to have in the next couple of days. When you're talking about Meta, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. Let's jump through it. Meta shares flat right now at 718. Microsoft right now up by 1%. There's a lift for you. Microsoft trading almost $3 higher on the open right now. Apple shares up by 0.25% right now. And Amazon up by 0.1%. You did get an acceleration. You pulled back a bit. Some of the other equities with action. UPS with their numbers today. They earned $1.55 a share. The market was looking for $1.56. Guess what? The company did not provide revenue guidance, citing macroeconomic uncertainty. Folks, you pull up UPS. Let's go bigger picture here. Okay. Look at this thing. Now, it's not an exact science, folks. All right. Let's take a look at this line. You could probably make the case that that channel could look more something like that. Okay, maybe the linear regression lines you up here, though. It's very possible linear regression. We'll put this channel line somewhere like there, which is right where we were trading into, okay? And if you're telling me that UPS thinks things are so volatile that they can't even tell you how much guidance they're going to have, remember that anytime tells you that this economy is showing no signs of weakness whatsoever. I'm not saying it's going to tank, folks. But boy, we're running up here on some pretty light volume, and you got the shipping companies telling you, man, we don't know what's going on right now with the macroeconomic uncertainty. No matter what you hear, okay, that's the reality of it. This is what UPS is doing, and now they're telling you that they can't even give you guidance on revenue. You're down by 7%. It's a big one, man. All right, now, Stellantis. That it? STLA, right? Yeah, STLA. Yeah, we were down more to almost $9. You open almost flat right now. So they report a first half net loss of 2.3 billion euros or 2.65 billion, which is less than they had reported last year. And they reinstate their guidance of all. They make Jeep. The Jeep maker updated its full-year tariff impact to roughly 1.5 billion euros, of which 300 million euros was incurred during the first half already. Markets trade higher. S&P's up by 16 right now. Gold up by $2. Stay tuned, folks. We'll come right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We get S&Ps up by 14 right now. NASDAQ 100 surging higher. You get an acceleration on the open, up by 0.6% right now. And we jump around to some of the leaders. NVIDIA, it's not stopping, baby. How about it? Up another 1.3%. This is just remarkable, folks. More than a double banger from the lows now. Okay? You're talking about a company that, yeah, you are now worth, let's go to the fundamentals. What are we pushing here? 4.4 trillion. You got, if you're going to one decimal point, you got to round up, folks. 4.36, $4.4 trillion on NVIDIA. My goodness. We jump over to Apple shares. Yeah, they're 1.2 trillion above Apple now, and Microsoft is going to be the number 2 on the totem pole at 3.8. NVIDIA is now approaching Apple and Amazon combined. Apple and Amazon combined. Hey, the future is bright for those chip makers, man. You see the CapEx on a company like Google. Okay, last week, they upped the ante from $75 billion to $85 billion. And this is never going to stop, folks, in terms of the CapEx. Okay, cutting edge is going to be everything. Give you a great example of how quickly, right? All these companies are spending all this CapEx on all the NVIDIA chips, right? They're building out their data centers with servers, the chips, everything that you can do. They're going to have to do it again with the newest chips in 2 to 3, 4 years, maximum. Okay? It's amazing. I mean, I have a computer right now. It's a great computer. Okay? I'm doing the show on this computer right now. Originally, now I have a NVIDIA. Let's see what kind of, I'll pull it up. I have a NVIDIA graphics card in my computer. Okay, I have 2 large multi-monitors, of course. I got charts. I have with streaming, right? YouTube, the Tiger's Den, everything that goes along with it. So there's a lot going on. I wanted a very fast, well-to-do computer. I got this computer right around COVID, right before COVID, I want to say. So yeah, we're approaching where it's about 5 years old. Okay. But here's the kicker. Windows is updating. And it's not even that I need to upgrade my Windows software, okay? It's telling me that my computer does not even have the capability to upgrade itself. As in, I can't just upgrade Windows. My computer does not have the hardware necessary to run the next Windows. I find that absurd when you're talking about a computer that what it does right now, it does everything. Super fast, right? NVIDIA graphics processor. But guess what? Time moves fast. Technology moves forward. That's the point. Okay, and if you're telling me I need a computer 5 years in to even keep up with the new Windows, the CapEx, and that's one of the things to keep your eye on for these tech companies, okay? They're going to own the world. They already do. But it's going to be very hard to deliver all of those profits to the bottom line when there is going to be a CapEx spend race for the next decade. Easy. It's a generational opportunity. Zuckerberg says it best, no matter what you think about him. Okay, you see it in these CapEx numbers repeatedly. And the one benefactor, most of all, is going to be NVIDIA. And you see it in their chart as well. Up another 1.1%. It's got about 25 billion shares outstanding, folks. Today alone, $50 billion added. At some point, there will be a pullback. I know. Quite a hot take, right? At some point, the market won't go straight up. But what's getting lofty here is, boy, this move has been so quick, so fast, that you're talking about a 382 could bring you down to $143. And all that would be was a move that brings you back about a month of trading to the 382 of where you accelerated from late June to the next leg higher and broke above those highs earlier in the year. All right, let's look at some other movers with their earnings. So Cadence Design. They beat across the board. $1.65 a share versus $1.55. 1.28 billion versus 1.25. They lifted the full year earnings and revenue guidance. So you're up by almost 10%. And yeah, that's how you like to break away, man. We're going to do it. We're going to do it with some volume. We're coming into this area that you've been trading at for the better part of almost a year and a half. Look at this thing, man. Look at, so I haven't looked at this thing in a while, man. I had a chart on here in 2020. Take that off there. We'll go a little bit big picture. But yeah, where I'm going with this is, you know, this is breaking away from the B point, man. And you're talking about a 1-to-1 as you break that B point. Yeah, we're breaking it with tremendous volume. And on a monthly, we're probably going to blow it away. Yeah, look at, so June of last year, when you make those highs, you only do 31 million. We've done 35 already. Today will be a big day on this type of a move, up by 10% for Cadence, and you're breaking away, man. Next stop's 416. You're at 367 right now. Yeah, Duncan Steve putting it out, right? I mean, Moore's Law, the number of transistors on a microchip doubles every 2 years. No matter what you're thinking, folks, it is exponential growth, right? And exponential growth, the human mind struggles to understand exponential growth because it occurs so quickly over time. And that's what you're going to be seeing. The race is never going to stop. You're seeing it already play out, right? You got old chips, you got to buy new chips. You don't want to be the guy with the old chips, okay? You don't want to be the one with data servers and server farms that are full of old NVIDIA chips. You got to be the one that's got all the new chips. And that's going to cost you tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars. And NVIDIA is going to be the benefactor. Jump over to AMD shares. It's not stopping there either. Boy, percentage-wise, a bigger run. Hindsight always 20/20, folks. But boy, that was quite a breakout. You had a false breakout initially. Okay, maybe you get stopped out of that position if you're buying. But if you'd done it again, hindsight 20/20, but that was a breakout, man. AMD up another 2.5%. This thing's just traded from 133 to 180. Put this thing on a 5-year weekly. All right, coming into this sell-off. Now, this is an area to give you pause, folks. All right, coming into this area, July of last year, you sold off with 276 million shares on the weekly. We'll take a look at this. We'll take a look at Intel when we get back. Need some strong volume on the way up. 297 and 284 million. Stay tuned, folks. S&P's up by 4. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps up by 8, NASDAQ 100 in the positive, Dow in the red. And yeah, anytime you got a stock that's trading up in hundreds, you're down by 5%. You got UNH down by 5%, Amazon slightly in the red. You see the heat map here. Apple off by 0.7% right now. Not a ton in the green. You got Travelers out there up 1.6% right now. But yeah, Microsoft barely, NVIDIA up by 1%, but NVIDIA's market cap doesn't matter in a price-weighted index when it's only trading at $178. UNH, a bigger impact on the Dow, much bigger than the NVIDIA. You jump over to the NASDAQ 100, and yeah, the chip stocks powering higher. Broadcom up by 1.9. Just went over AMD up by 2.6. Qualcomm up by 0.7%. Micron up by 0.6%. Synopsys, all right, up by 7.6. We talked about Cadence up by 10% as well. AstraZeneca up by 3.2%. Tesla shares. Let's take a look at Tesla down in the red right now. Tesla off by 1.5%, 1.6% make it. They're selling it on the open right now. And Tesla, yeah, we got a floor of about 300 right now for Tesla. We're at 320, down by 1.6% right now. Stellantis was lower at 909. You're trading down by 1.2% right now for Stellantis. And yeah, what is the Novo? That going to do it? Yeah, down by 20%. There's a bunch that you can get exposure from Novo Nordisk. All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. We got our man Basil Chapman. He's kicking things off next with the Tiger Technicians Hour. Steve Rhodes coming up with after that with the Trader's Edge. We get the S&Ps up by 7, NASDAQ 100 up by 85. Let's check in on the VIX. No fear in this market, folks. Keep your eye on that VIX. All right, little spike to 1490 when it got a little sell-off, but 1478, man. There are no sellers in this market when there's no fear. We'll see if that changes, but not right now. Folks, thanks so much. Have a great Tuesday. Stay tuned for Basil. He's coming up next. Have a great one, folks.